morning. I'm Lally, and I'm going to be discussing Media Myth 8 today. Media Myth 8 is bickering and fighting a lot mean that a man and a woman really love each other passionately. Now, this myth essentially causes a misconception about relationships, a preconditioned attitude to turn violent, and a lack of self-esteem. Now, the misconception about relationships. What this myth causes is it causes young men and women alike to think that arguing and bickering all the time is an acceptable form of relationship. They believe that the more you argue, the more you bicker, the better off your relationship is. This myth also causes a preconditioned attitude to turn violent. When young men and women watch videos or movies or television shows where the couples are arguing, fighting, etc., a lot of times you'll often see the woman smack the man in the argument, and that is portrayed as an acceptable form of arguing and communication. That's simply not the case in the real world. You cannot just go around smacking people, and it leads to much more problems down the road than it does good. In the videos, it'll show after the woman smacks the man, most often they make up, or the man will snap out of this argument that he's in. But that's not how things work in the real world, and that's not how people should conduct themselves. Now, it also causes a lack of self-esteem. They lose self-esteem and confidence based on two things. They are often arguing, so when they're arguing a lot, they're not necessarily happy. They're arguing, they're bickering, they're fighting, and when they're in this position, it's never healthy. They're never able to form a strong bond. They're never able to be at peace in their relationship. And then the next part is when they're not arguing or bickering, they're often thinking about, well, why is my relationship not like it is in the movies? Why am I not arguing or bickering like the couples I see in the television shows or in the movies? So they're never at a state of peace in their relationship. They're arguing, or they're thinking about why they're not arguing. Now, this is going to be a scene from one of the quote-unquote most romantic movies, The Notebook. In this scene, we're going to see the two main characters arguing after they had just hooked up the night before, and it's going to show that it portrays that arguments and that being in a state of bickering is what they do best, and that's what love is, basically. So here's the scene.
Are we back there? What about the past couple of days? They happened, you know?
I know that they happened and they were wonderful, but they were also very irresponsible. I have a fiance waiting for me at a hotel who's going to be crushed when he
So you
finds out
make
what I
love
did.
to me, and then you go back to your husband? Is that your plan? Was that a test that I didn't
I made a
pass?
promise to a man. He gave me a ring and I gave him my
And your
word.
word is shot to hell now, don't you think?
I don't know. I'll find out when I talk to him.
This is not about keeping your promise, and it's not about following your heart. It's about security.
What is that supposed to mean?
Money!
What are you talking?
He's got a lot of money!
Now I hate you, you
Well, I hate
bastard.
you. If you leave here, I hate you.
What?
Hey, you
I
if you
haven't
live
paid
here.
attention to anything that's been happening.
I guess not. I think I must have misread all of those
I
signals.
guess you did.
You're bored! You're bored, you know it. You wouldn't be here if there wasn't something missing.
Harrison, son of a bitch.
Would you just stay with me?
Stay with you. What for? Look at us. We're already fighting.
Well, that's what we do. We fight. You tell me when I'm being an arrogant son of a bitch, and I tell you when you're being a pain in the ass. Which you are, 99% of the time. I'm not afraid to hurt your feelings. They have like a 2-second rebound rate, and you're back doing the next pain in the ass thing.
So what?
So it's not going to be easy. It's going to be really hard. And we're going to have to work at this every day, but I want to do that because I want you. I want all of you, forever, you and me, every day. Will you do something for me? Please? You just picture your life for me? 30 years from now, 40 years from now? What's it look like? If it's with that guy, go. Go! I lost you once. I think I could do it again. If I thought it's what you really wanted. But don't you take the easy way out.
What easy way? There is no easy way. No matter what I do, somebody gets hurt.
Would you stop thinking about what everyone wants? Stop thinking about what I want, what he wants, what your parents want. What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? God damn it. What do you want?
I have to go.
All right, so basically in that scene, it was obvious, you know, the argument happened. This is one of the better love stories, quote unquote, and they're arguing. He says, that's what we do. We argue, we bicker, we fight. You call me an asshole, and then it's back to lovey-dovey type of behavior. And that's just, it's not the way we want to portray to our young people. Now our next scene is from a show, Beverly Hills 90210. The fight is between Dylan and Gina, and we're going to see Gina get pretty physical with Dylan in this.
How was the spa?
It was nice to be pampered. I could get used to it.
Yeah, I bet you could.
You know, I think I liked you better when you lost your temper. At least then you were pretending to care.
Don't forget your toothbrush.
You're so cool, aren't you, Dylan? Nothing affects you, right?
You spent the night with that guy to get a reaction out of me? You got one. Isn't what you wanted?
I wanted to feel safe. Is that too much to ask? I just want to know. That if I give you something, you're not just going to take it and run. That's the least you could do.
I don't think I can do that.
And I can. I hate you.
I hate you back.
I hate you.
All right, now from that scene, it was pretty stereotypical fighting, hating each other, smacking in the face, and then the next second they're making out, they're made up, and that's just an extremely unhealthy situation to be in. Now the media. Now why does the media want to portray this myth? Now the two reasons they want to portray this myth is drama sells. Sex and conflict is what sells to the consumer. Now, when you have a couple on scene that might be quote unquote the perfect couple, they never argue, they're always happy, they're together, that's not very much fun to watch when you go to watch a movie. What is fun is when you're seeing the arguments, the fights, the people getting back together. That's what sells to the consumer in the 21st century. When combined, these two categories are almost irresistible to the consumer. They can't look away, and they need to see more of it. Now, what can be done to stop this myth? As consumers, we must teach our young people, especially our women, that this is not the way that a healthy relationship works. Arguing and bickering all the time is just simply not a healthy means of communication with your partner, and it can lead to much, much worse problems down the road, such as domestic violence or things of that nature. We must stop consuming this not healthy behavior. As consumers, it is on us. We take in what the media wants us to take in. So if we are constantly viewing the fights, viewing the arguments, watching these type of movies, that's what's making money for the media, and that's what they're going to continue to portray to our young people. What I suggest that we do to fix this problem is we go out, we stop consuming it, and we teach our young people, especially our women, that they need to have respect for themselves, they can't be arguing, and it's never okay to touch a spouse. Education is the key here. Simply just teaching our young people that this is not acceptable and not consuming this information is the best way to fight this myth. Thank you for your time. Are there any questions?